Workbook file types. So what file types do we have inside Tableau? Let's see. The first workbook file type is Tableau workbook.twb. What is TWB is this workbook actually saves the data source information. So it will hold one or two more worksheets or more dashboards or stories, but this one will save only the live connection data source. That means TWB has the data, has all the views, has all the workbooks, whatever you built inside the workbook will be there, but it won't have the data inside. It will have the connection to the data source. So whenever you share this kind of a workbook to others, it will ask for connection information like credentials or like an Excel sheet. If it is connected to the local worksheet, it will also ask to connect back to the Excel sheet. The next one is Tableau packaged workbook. The file extension for this one is .twbx. So this one also contains all the workbook worksheets and data dashboards and stories, etc. It has everything, but this one actually has also the data inside. This is like a zip file. It contains all the local file data and it also contains all the background images, etc. This is called a packaged workbook. That means it also contains the data inside. If you share this packaged workbook to others, it won't ask you to connect again because the data is extracted. So the basic difference between TWB and TWBX is TWB is a live connection and TWBX is an extracted version. So this one will have the data inside, but TWB will only have the data source connection information. So whenever you want to share this working dashboards or etc., it's always important to share in the format of .twbx, and also remember that this will occupy more space. It might be going up to some MBs because this also contains the data, right? That's why. So it's important that you share it in the TWBX format because it will also contain the data inside. The next one is Tableau data source, that means .tds. So this data source is a file extension, and these files, they are actually shortcuts for the data source. If you want to connect to the often used data source, like if you are using a data source again and again, you can actually save the data source separately, and this extension will be looking like .tds. So if you see this in the middle one, this will look like this, and it comes with this data source symbol, the cylinder mark, and this one is telling that okay, this is a data source only, and this contains the data source information. And the next one would be Tableau packaged data source. It is called .tdsx. So .tdsx is actually a packaged data source. It is also like a zip file, and it also contains all the extracted versions like local file data or hyper TDE files, Excel files, text files, whatever it can be. It will contain all the data also inside. This format is used to create a single file and you can access it again and again. The difference between .tds and .tdsx is exactly like the previous workbook we have discussed. The difference is the same. .tds data source only contains the information of the connection. .tdsx is an extracted version of it, so it also contains the data. So if you see the symbol, extracted versions will look like a zip file. You see that yellow tagging symbol, that is actually saying that it also contains the data inside. And the difference between icons, if you see here, the data source file will look like a cylindrical icon. So here also you got a cylindrical icon, and the data source zipped file will have the yellow ribbon over there. You can easily identify the difference by looking at the icons. The Tableau saved versions will be saved like this, and the extensions will be like this, but the icons will be looking like this. You can easily differentiate them by just looking at the icons. So the next one would be Tableau extract. This is called .hyper or .tde. So what are these? So depending upon the extract you have created in, Tableau extracts can either have a hyper extension file or a .tde extension file. These are the extract files. It can be called as a local copy. It contains all the data or a subset of data if you are working with the extracted version. And if you want to work offline or if you want to improve your performance, it's always advised to do an extract version. And whenever you are extracting the data, Tableau asks to save the hyper version, or which is called extracted version, extracted extensions, and this one are called hyper slash TDE. The hyper is actually running right now in the current versions, and if you want to see the icon of this hyper or TDE files, this one will look like this. Two cylindrical icons always says that the data is extracted. And if you see here, two blue cylindrical icons will be coming up in the extension file, and you can read them in as .hyper or .tda extensions. So the other one is a Tableau bookmark. This is a .tde file, and this one is Tableau bookmark. This is a .tbm file. This bookmark has the tbm file extensions, and this bookmark contains a single worksheet, and they are actually used to quickly pick up one dashboard. If you just bookmark the dashboard anywhere, you just want to check on that again, and you wanted to easily check that later on if you just don't remember the dashboard name or something like that. And if you want to save it as a bookmark, Tableau gives the option to save it as a bookmark version, just like saving web pages in your Chrome or Explorer. It also gives us the option to bookmark the dashboards, and that will come as .tbm. And if you see the bookmark once, you have a red ribbon over there for the bookmark extension files in the icon. So the next one is Tableau preferences. This is .tps file. Tableau preferences basically come with the companies actually, or the business or units or organizations. Most of the companies prefer their own colors, their own formats, etc. And all the colors will be given to us as .tps file, and these TPS files will be added to our repository at the backend, and this will come up in your drop down option whenever you click on that color. If you have a TPS file stored at your documents page in Tableau, this one will be picked up in your main dashboard whenever you're building something on. And mostly they are used for colors, etc., and some preferences mostly related to the formatting. And .tps icons will look like this. You will see a setting icon over there, setting mark if you see, and this icon will be recognized by seeing this setting option over here. And the last one of a file type in Tableau is Tableau map source. This one comes with the map icon if you see there. A .tms is directly the full form of Tableau map source, and this one gives us the map related information if you want to save that map locations, etc. And if you want to save the dashboard, this one will allow you to save the map source information inside this file. So these are the file types we have in Tableau. We have like 8 different file types in Tableau, and based upon the icon itself, we can differentiate what file type it is and what it contains in the inside. Like, is it a workbook or is it a data source or is it an extract, etc. You just have to recognize these icons very well, and you can easily differentiate them by just looking at it. So the next one for us is publishing. Main important thing after you're creating your dashboard, this is the step you go through to share it with your organizations. So for that, right now we will need to create an account in the Tableau public platform. So this one is used to share the dashboards whenever you're learning Tableau, or whenever you want the publicly available data to just present your work to all the people outside. You can use Tableau public and just share the dashboards of whatever you create to everyone. So this one, you need to create an account, and anyone can actually create an account. So you can create the account in this hyperlink tableau public.tableau.com, and this is actually completely free. So whenever you're working on Tableau server space, this one is a paid platform. Remember, Tableau server is used by the organizations and they have their own space whenever they're sharing their dashboards. So Tableau server is completely a paid version of this Tableau public space. Companies and organizations, they kind of go and purchase this cloud space, and they wanted to share the dashboards internally without publishing the data. If you just publish the data to your Tableau public space, all the content inside it will be completely public and everyone can see it. So that's why companies go ahead and perform this cloud space, and they kind of publish it there inside to share it internally, and they can actually share it very securely because they will have their own firewall against it. The only difference between Tableau server and Tableau online is the firewall version and the maintenance of the hardware. So if you just go to the Tableau public, I mean, if you want to publish your dashboards into the Tableau public, you need to go to the server space. If you already have an account, you can directly sign in. But if you're going to publish it as a new one, you can actually create the account from it here itself. We will see that in a live demo from our class, and you can actually save it to Tableau public directly from the option given here. So, publishing a data source contains different options, and these options are available on Tableau server. If you're just publishing the data source only, you have to publish them from the Tableau server only because we this option is only available there. But in Tableau, public data source is automatically embedded as an extract. You can't publish a live data source onto a Tableau public. You must need to extract the data out, and this data source is embedded inside the Tableau dashboard, and then only you can actually publish onto the Tableau public site. So why we are actually publishing a data source onto the server means this one will improve the performance, and the data is also available to the others. Whenever you're working in organizations, sometimes we might have to publish the data source only with all the joins or all the prepping part or all the after the cleaning part, everything which contains the data in particular format, and we kind of publish them to the Tableau server, the only data source part. And this one will improve the performance because your dashboard will be directly connected to the Tableau server and not the local system or not to the clouds like whatever we worked on, like maybe Oracle, maybe SQL, and that one is directly connected to the Tableau server, and you can actually refresh the data from Tableau server itself because it contains the cloud credentials inside it. So this will improve the performance of the dashboard by just connecting it to the data source available. So whenever you published a dashboard onto the Tableau public or the other sharing platforms, you will get the options to download. As we already discussed, we can download the image format or data or crosstab, PDF, PowerPoint. All the available versions are available before the publishing also. But whenever you are publishing the complete workbook onto the sharing platforms, and if you want the users to also download the data or image or the complete presentation into your PowerPoint, you can give them permissions to actually do that from their side itself. So we will also see how this is going to work for the users whenever your dashboard is onto the platform. So this is how it looks like on the main part, and it will prompt you to select one kind of format before you download the data or whatever view you're accessing on. So we will look all these things in live from our dashboard. So we discussed about file types. All the icons are already available in the image format, and these are the icons for us now. And right now we are seeing a dashboard which has the data for the sales, which is our practice file, and this complete data is from the practice file. And we just created one view which contains category in the color mark and subcategory on our rows, and we have quarter-wise sales are predicted according to the quarters, and we have 4 years on it. And if you click on the view, an action filter is created. An action filter will filter out the data in the below part, and it will show to the particular subcategory. So this is what our dashboard is. So we want to publish our dashboard to the Tableau public. Let's see how we are going to do that. Okay, first we need to go to server, and we need to go to Tableau public. I also want to show you how to create the account in Tableau public. That's why I didn't go for the sign in. But if you already has a Tableau public account, you can directly sign in from here by just giving the Tableau public URL over here. It will ask for the credentials and you can directly connect. So I will just go to Tableau public and I will say to Tableau public. So this is the pop-up option I'm getting. It is asking me to enter an email ID and also the password. And if you see here, you have the option to create one now for free. As I said, this is completely free for you, and you can create a profile directly from here. You can actually do it from your side in the same way. You can create an account based upon your Gmail ID. Just create some password for it. Agree the terms. Please just follow along with me and create a public account for you to just do a publishing on your side. You can create a simple view and just publish it. We are just going to publish a test one, so it's fine if you have simple view also. So it says, okay, success, your profile is created, and let's wait for the option. Okay, it is asking me to name my workbook. I will say save. So it is directly saving my workbook to Tableau Public. So it's sending the data to server, to the Tableau Public server. So this redirects to the link because your account is already created. It redirects to the link wherever you created your account. And this is how you see the Tableau public space. And this is your particular account. So if you see here, publish is already published. It just asks for the desktop name, sorry, Tableau dashboard name. And this is how it looks like on the server whenever you publish the content to the server. It's completely shareable. Everyone can see your data if you publish a Tableau dashboard like this. If you see here, the extension says public.tableau.com, and my dashboard name is sales dashboard. And by Tableau training means I just gave my name as Tableau training. That's why it is actually coming as Tableau training. But if you just give your name, it actually shows your name over here. And you can see your account details in here. It says my profile and settings and sign out, right? You can go to my profile and just give you all the details, like you can see whatever workbooks you just published, and you can see the favorites, following and followers, or just like the social media platform. We also have different authors in Tableau public, and you can follow someone and some others can follow you. So this is how it looks like, and you can even edit your profile and give you complete details into this. But we are here to look at how it looks like in Tableau public. So okay, this is how my account is, and there are already two views over here. So this one will actually give you show viz on profile, feature viz on profile. It will give options to either show or hidden viz on your profile, or feature viz or some kind of viz which will be featured by Tableau, and you can make your viz available to Tableau to feature it to everyone. Okay, and anyone can access your dashboard by just sharing this link to whomever you want to show the dashboard to, you can actually share link from here and just give the link to the others. And also, if you see here, we have a share option over here. This is the embedded code inside, but you can actually share this direct link to the people individually, or you can email them. You can even paste on your Twitter account, and you can even share it into the Facebook. You can even share with LinkedIn as well if you want. So these are the sharing options you get over here. And if you want to edit the dashboard, if you want to make some minor changes, you can even edit your dashboard on the server itself. You don't have to go to your desktop again and just edit and just publish, republish again. You can directly edit it from here. And this is how it looks like on the server side. You will get all the options, like you will get the tabs, etc., everything over here, and it will show the taskbar also. It will show what sheets you have, and it will also show objects and everything. But these are the limited options you get on the Tableau server. It will also allows you to create new tabs, new views, and save it on the Tableau server directly. But most of the options are not available. But if you just want to make a quick change or quick formatting change or a quick filter or just a new adding a new view or a simple view, you can actually go and edit your Tableau dashboard and just save it. The saving option is right here, and you can save it in the dashboard. This will save the changes, and all the new changes will be coming up onto your dashboard. So this is how you actually publish onto the Tableau public space. And if you see here, we also have an option to add it to our favorites. Like I said, we do have an option to look at all the other authors published views. If you just go to the gallery over here, you can see all the available dashboards whoever published onto the Tableau public. You see here, this is a Viz of the Day. Tableau actually recognize some beautiful dashboards which contain beautiful data as Viz of the Day. And you can see here all the dashboards are so creative, and they kind of came up with different data, and they created some analysis out of it, some KPIs like this. And if you see here, many authors publish the data publicly to actually access a different data and the workbooks directly. And if you just want to download data from here, you can go to the gallery option and you can download any workbook you liked. And you can also download the data if only they give us the option to download. Okay, so whenever you're want to download something, you just have to go to the download option here, and the options you will have is an image, data, crosstab, PDF, PowerPoint, and Tableau workbook. And Tableau workbook is like downloading the entire workbook of the other author's workbook, and it will give you all the data also at the back end, and also all the views they created, all the calculations, parameters. So it's like the entire complete dashboard. But if only they have to provide the access to download the Tableau workbook. And you can download it in the form of image, you can download it in the form of data or crosstab, etc. If you see here, it actually download in the form of PNG. So you can actually download it in the form of data. If you just remember, we already covered of how data looks and the crosstab looks, right? And this is the option you have it here also, and this one will allow you to download in the form of data or in the form of crosstabs. You can even download it in the PDF format or the PowerPoint format. Your entire dashboard will be coming up in the entire PDF page. So it will ask you, okay, what are you going to download inside your PDF? Do you want to download the entire view, or do you want to go with the specific sheets inside that? And if you just click on this view, this one will completely have the entire view at the back end. And this one asks you for the scaling of how much percentage it should be, and is it a letter size or the portrait size, etc. And if you just go with the A4 and click on download, so this will give you a PDF file. And if you want to look at the PDF file, see, this will give you a one page A4. Because we selected A4, this will give you a A4 size visualization in directly into your PDF format. It goes with the same image format and PowerPoint. Also, PowerPoint will give you a direct PPT file like we saw as before, it actually threw up two slides, one with the actual content. If you want to see the data at the backend, if you see here, if you just click on the cross tab, it is asking, okay, what data you want to look at. Do you want to look at the sheet 1? Because we did not rename our sheets. These are coming as sheet 1 and sheet 2. But whenever you're publishing the data, just remember you have to name all the sheets related to the data inside, even the dashboard. And in this case, it is easy for the users to select what sheet they are looking at. So in this case, like sheet 1 and sheet 2, we do not know what sheet 1 is and what sheet 2 is, right? So in this scenario, naming them would be appropriate. If I just say, okay, I want to see the data behind the sheet 1. And what is the format I am selecting? I want it in an Excel format or a CSV format. Just click on the Excel format and say download. See here, you can see the Excel option coming up and you can directly download the data from the view itself. You can go to other Tableau public, others profiles, dashboards, and you can even download the data from there. You can even download the image or complete Tableau workbook from there. This is how it looks like, and these are the options we have to download. And you do have a settings also, like in here, allow access, let others download or make a copy of this. If you just uncheck it, you are not giving them access to download the data or anything. It will not show this icon at all over there, and but if you just allow this, it will actually allow the other users to download the content from your dashboard. Let's also look at some dashboards which are already published over there. Okay, let's look at this dashboard, and if you see here, this is published on August 16th, and you see here, this is actually looking like an article, like the complete reading kind of a newspaper. You can go with article kinds of dashboards to just let the users feel that they are actually going through something. Okay, and if you also see, the download option for here is coming up over here. See, the user gave us the option to download everything, and you can directly download the dashboard from here. The data and the content and the format, etc., will be downloaded from the dashboard. And if you see here, this what the report is about: Indian Global Entrepreneurship Monitor report, and who is the author and where is it published at. And you can even write something about the dashboard whenever you're publishing. And if you just remember, like a social platform, this also notifies the owner, okay, this many people downloaded your content, or this many people have seen your dashboard, etc. So if you just follow them also, they will see if you're following them, and you can also have the followers like that. So this is how a Tableau public space look like. You see here, 4 views and who might have added it to the favorites, etc., are all coming up here, and you can add the details by clicking the edit details and give some description on the dashboard. Okay, this contains this explains this, what is this about, etc. And you can also put some box here or text boxes here saying that click on the bars, and the other sheet will be working according to that. Whenever you're giving the action filters, remember you have to notify the users that there is some interactivity happening on that particular sheet, and you can always prompt them to, okay, click here to go into the other sheet, or to actually see the interactivity better, like that. So this is how you see your dashboard in the Tableau public. If you go back here to the server, it says we are already signed in into the Tableau public. It's like we already created the account, right? So Tableau will automatically sign in us to this account, and you can sign out from the particular account and sign into a different server. If you're just publishing it onto your different sharing platforms, you can sign out from here and you can sign into another server by just clicking on this and this. And if you want to publish the workbook, you can also say publish workbook over here whenever you're publishing the work to Tableau server or Tableau online. If you have to go to save the server and just click on publish workbook, and we do have different pop-up box to actually restrict the permissions as well if you're working on cloud platforms or if you're sharing internet to the other people. So this one is for only Tableau public. It's asking you if you're actually having a same workbook dashboard with the same name. Do you want to overwrite it? Okay, I'm just saying yes. And this one will actually publish your content and rewrite it on the server. If you are working with a new requirement on the same dashboard, and if you are creating a new view or a new dashboard, and if you want to rewrite the dashboard on that, this is the option available for you. You just don't change the dashboard name. If you want to rewrite the dashboard, just name the dashboard exactly the same. And if you have the dashboard name the same, it will ask you, okay, there is one dashboard on the server with the same name. Do you want to overwrite it? And just click on yes, and this will overwrite the old dashboard with your new dashboard. And this one will give you all the new content you have built, and you can create more and more and just rewrite it on that. So this is how you actually rewrite or republish from the server. And we talked about rewriting, right? But if you want to save the dashboard on a different name, so let's say save to Tableau public as, and let's give it a different name like profit dashboard. So giving it a different name, what Tableau understands is it will think that this is completely a different dashboard you want to publish, because whenever you publish it on the same name, it will think that okay, you already have this dashboard. You might be working on the same dashboard again and if you want to rewrite it. But if you just give a different name over here, Tableau will go look up at your account, look at the dashboard name and come back. If it doesn't find any match and any same name, it will come back and it will save it as a different dashboard company. If you just give a new name over here, the same dashboard will be published with a new name with a name called profit dashboard. So this is how you can actually duplicate your content with different names by publishing it into a Tableau public. So we have seen how to publish our dashboards to the Tableau public. So what if we want one dashboard which is already there in our account and we want to open it from here? We don't have to go there and click on that particular dashboard, but we can actually go in here from it here itself. Like just say open from Tableau public. It will show a pop-up box like this. Right now we only have sales dashboard in our account. See, if you see here, this will show you the last modified time and what size it is occupying on your Tableau public space. So this one you can open it from here directly just by clicking on this and just open, and your Tableau file will be directly opened here from your whatever a local app. And this is how you access the dashboards which are already there in your account. You can even say manage my profile and it will redirect to the Tableau public option and it will show this main page. But if you see here, you have your profile over here and you have the settings option here, and you can even manage your profile from Tableau desktop itself. Okay, and this is how we actually publish the content to different platforms. And if you want to share this workbook, whenever you click on the share option, it will ask you to save the dashboard first. Even if you just saved, but it is like a precautionary option, it will ask you to save the dashboard first, then you can actually share that link to anyone. And if you see here, whatever assigned in credentials will be coming up over here. If you see the small arrow icon over here and the name as Tableau training, because I gave my name as Tableau training, that's why it is saying that okay, signed in as Tableau training. If you click on the icon here, it will ask you for a sign out option also. That will just mean that you're just signing out from the local Tableau app, and it will show sign out option, and you can even sign out from here, or you can actually go to the server and say sign out from here. If you have multiple accounts signed in, it will show all the accounts if you are signed in, and you can actually sign out. But if you want to sign into another server, you can go with the sign into another server from here. But if you see here, we also have an option to publish data source, which is not coming for us and which is grayed out. But this publishing data source will come for a
Tableau Online and Tableau Server. And if you want to publish only the connection part, whatever you worked on the dashboards, you can publish into Tableau data source from here. And this is the option, you have it directly. Okay, there is one more simple thing I want to tell you. Whenever you're done with the publishing the dashboard into the server, and you give the access to other people to download the workbook part, if you just click on download option as Tableau workbook, which gives all data, and it will ask you to download in what version. You're actually giving them access to download in different versions, the current being whatever version you're using on it, that is the current, and the other versions are like we have different versions available, 2021.2 or 3 or 4. I mean, whatever the historic versions, they can go back and download in different kinds of versions they are working on, because most of the companies will be working on different versions. And if they want the dashboard to go back to the historic versions, and they can actually download it from here. And if you do not know the information of what kind of version you're working on what is the new used version, and you want to know what kind of version, you just have to go to the help and click on about Tableau. It will actually show the version number over here, and you can easily recognize what version you're working on. So this is all about publishing the content to the Tableau public